Finally, the secret KFC recipe has been revealed. Now, I'm a massive fan of KFC, so I thought I've got to give this a go. I'm going to make my own homemade KFC and see if it's any good. Although we have the list of ingredients, we don't actually know the method of cooking, so we're going to have to make a guess about some of those things. So you will need cooking oil, obviously. I have seen some people use peanut oil, but I'm just going to use normal vegetable oil. We're also going to use a mix of buttermilk and an egg to help the batter stick to the chicken. The main ingredient in this recipe is plain flour, but you'll also need salt, thyme, ginger, garlic salt, celery salt, mustard powder, basil, paprika, oregano, white pepper and black pepper. And of course you'll need your chicken, and I've gone for thighs and drumsticks, which are my favourite from KFC. So now we want to mix all of the dry ingredients together in a mixing bowl. So we're going to start with the 2 cups of plain flour, 2/3 of a tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of celery salt, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dried mustard, 4 tablespoons of paprika, and I think this is what gives the KFC its distinctive orangey yellowy colour, 2 tablespoons of garlic salt, I had just enough, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 3 tablespoons of ground white pepper, half a tablespoon of dried thyme leaves, half a tablespoon of dried basil leaves, and 1/3 of a tablespoon of dried oregano, or oregano if you're American. Then thoroughly mix all of the ingredients together, making sure there's no lumps. Now at this point it didn't smell much like KFC, but I was still holding out hope. Now we're going to mix 1 egg with the buttermilk so that we've got a batter with which we can stick the dry ingredients to the chicken. The leaked recipe doesn't contain any of this information, so this is all guesswork, but it's pretty standard stuff. Now for the messy part, and I opted to wear some gloves for this. Obviously you're dealing with raw chicken, so all the necessary precautions need to be taken, but what we're going to do is dip a piece of chicken in the buttermilk and egg mixture, shake off any excess, and then roll the chicken around in the dry ingredients. Now we're going to double dip so that the chicken is extra crunchy, so we dip it again in the buttermilk mixture, and then back into the dry ingredients, and then that piece of chicken is ready to fry. And now we just repeat the process for all our bits of chicken. So now our raw chicken is ready to be fried, and you can see on this plate actually this batter looks really like the real thing. It's the right colour, the right texture, so I'm really interested to see how this tastes when it's cooked. KFC actually fry their chicken in a pressure cooker, which I don't have, so I'm going to have to fry these in a pan of oil. So here is a pan full of the oil that I showed you earlier. You also want to take standard cooking oil precautions. Don't fill it up too high and don't put a lid on it so that you don't start a fire. And now we just lower 2 or 3 bits of chicken into the pan. It still doesn't smell like KFC, but let's carry on. You can see it looks a pretty good colour though. And the chicken's going to cook for about half an hour, and I'm going to turn it over as well because you can see that it's not completely submerged and I don't want to die of food poisoning. So here I am turning the chicken over. At least it looks very good. It smells a lot of the paprika when it's cooking, to be honest. So KFC is famous for its secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, and people have tried to guess it for decades. But apparently one of the Colonel's nephews found a recipe on the back of a photograph, and he reckons that it's the actual KFC recipe. But I guess we won't know until we've tasted it. So here it is coming out of the fryer after half an hour. You can see it looks pretty realistic. The coating sort of fell off this one a bit. It doesn't smell much like KFC, but it does look a lot like it. But rather disappointingly, it tastes absolutely nothing like actual KFC, which is not what I'd expected from all of the videos and reviews and things I read online. It's a fair attempt at a southern fried chicken recipe, but it's absolutely nothing like KFC. but maybe I'm just not a very good chef, so maybe you want to give it a go yourself. Let me know down below if you've got any questions about this recipe, or if you've had a go yourself and had different luck. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.